Well, 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 what do we have here? Something Nintendo
Oh,
can't copyright off of us.
you know they'll find a way. In fact, they're trying to do it right now.
They've just got a thought van going by my house. Somebody's trying to cheat the system. Somebody's gonna cheat the system.
Oh no, it's not just a van. They've got a surveillance drone shaped like a Metroid.
Please understand. I will kick your ass.
Oh, I would love, I would love a surveillance drone shaped like Miyamoto's head.
Well, that's a Satoru Iwata quote, but yeah, I get what
No!
where you're coming from.
I keep forgetting their names. Well, not forgetting their names, just there's Reggie, Miyamoto, and Iwata. The trifecta of hype.
Hype in
So,
some contexts. Utter frustration in others, but we're not going to be too mad about this because now is a time of celebration because we're playing another Metroid 2 another Metroid 2 remake, which, despite its ironic title, is actually one of the most famous Metroid fan games out there. A ton of work, a ton of awesome effort put into this thing. It feels good, it looks good, it plays good.
it feels so good you want to slap your own mother. Mother brain.
Oh, for a second I was going to ask, like, where did that come from?
Oh, it feels so good to see Samus shooting the shit out of things again.
Well, it's been long enough since they've announced a Metroid game, hasn't it?
I know. You think with all the Mario games, all the Pokemon games, all the Smash iterations, which there aren't too many of, but they're frequent enough.
Well, those
You
are their
think-
bread and butter is the thing. I think, what's the button I'm looking for? There it is. Matt Pat said it best. That's just how business works. They need to make a Mario game before they can make another F-Zero. They need to make another Smash Brothers so they can afford to make that Metroid.
Yeah, that other Metroid that should be the one we're playing right now. Not that this isn't a good one. No, I love this. This I love a lot.
There actually were
this-
talks of making a Game Boy Advance version of the original Metroid 2, which is where the idea of all the remakes came from in the first place. So do you understand the concept behind Metroid 2? And what we just blasted apart to pieces there?
Refresh my memory. It's like a blur.
So basically, this takes place directly after the original Metroid, after Samus took care of that whole situation with Mother Brain and the pirates. So what her goal is, and this time, is to go back to the home planet, SR388, and essentially destroy all of the Metroids once and for all. So you'll see that counter up in the upper right, as opposed to down in the upper right, but every different area in this game has a certain number of Metroids in it. When you destroy all of them, the thing is, the ecology of this planet is very, very unstable, so if you screw with it in any way, shape, or form, everything will just go to hell. So in this case, there's a lot of lava in these areas, or in certain parts of the map. By killing all of the Metroids, it makes the lava recede, and you can enter a new area with more Metroids to blast apart. Now, that one we took care of back there, that's a baby Metroid. They will get more powerful later on.
You know, when you think about it, there are a lot of hack and slash games, a lot of action games, but I haven't seen that many quote-unquote kid-friendly games where the name of the game is total and utter annihilation. You ever think about that? Samus has to be the darkest kid-friendly character there is.
No, there are plenty of
hunter.
video games out there. You'll notice, if you just look over your library, how many games do you own that aren't simulations that actually don't focus on just beating the shit out of everything in your path?
You may.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
I just love that. You ever see that webcomic Awkward Zombie?
Yes, I love Awkward Zombie. He and I have the exact same sense of humor.
So do you remember that one where all the Nintendo characters are giving Samus an intervention? saying, "You know, Samus, sometimes your enemy is really just a friend you haven't made yet. Sometimes your an arch nemesis is just, you know, a friend in need. You know, sometimes you just need an arm to, you know, an arm to reach out. Sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes they're the long lost friend you never had." And it shows pictures of Ganon watching Ganondorf watching TV with Toon Link and Toon Zelda. Shows Bowser playing tennis with Mario and Luigi. Shows Dedede playing chess with Kirby. And then Samus just says with the most deadpan look in her eyes, "Ridley killed my parents." And then they all turn to Ridley. Like if it were animated, it would be a slow creaking neck turn. Like yeah, they just all go ee. And then Ridley's just at the under Ridley's at the other end of the table going, "Yeah, once."
I only cheated on you 10 times. Inhale!
It's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, DDD, you know, wants to beat up Kirby. Oh, hey, the Chozo. Nice. I like this.
Yeah, this is the next area we've got. Chozo Ruins, essentially.
I love the Chozo. They're one of my favorite ancient fictional races.
An alien bird race that entrusted their entire future in this random human girl that just washed up on their planet.
We taught her how to turn into a ball. It makes more sense in hindsight if you really think about it.
We taught her how to somersault. Yep, our work here is done.
Just imagine little baby Samus doing her first somersault, like, yay!
Yeah, she's just screwing around, and they're like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I think we've got something here.
We have found the chosen one. I just like to imagine they're all... Like, I don't know the lore behind Metroid very well, like the backstory, but I just like to imagine all of the Chozo are old men that never die. And so they've all got bad backs. That's why this never occurred to them before.
We've built our temples with small tubes that you need to crawl into a ball in order to get through. In hindsight, we did not think this through, as we are now too old to do so. If only someone could roll into a ball. Whitney shows up with her milk tank and they say, "Sit the fuck down."
Let me learn you a little something.
Then Whitney cries and I laugh and I eat candy while she cries.
Actually, I just love the idea of Samus being their maintenance person. Like, the whole reason they give her the suit is because if she gets electrocuted by a stray wire or something, well, that's it. Nobody's ever going to be able to do this for them again. Like, what are the chances that we'll find another kid whose parents were just happened to be destroyed by space pirates, who requires us to have a happy family?
The arm cannon used to be like a super-powered screwdriver or drill, but the drill bit broke off.
It's the sonic screwdriver. It's like a welding torch.
No, yeah, I like the idea that it used to be like an actual drill, just high-powered, but the drill bit broke off. Now all that extra power is just kind of breaking through. That's what the beams are. It's just a really broken battery.
This is the one thing. Right, okay. That's the button. Okay. Right, that's how I do it. Samus has a bit of a problem of aiming straight up in this game. You can see me desperately trying to aim her in that direction. Confound it!
That's the only thing they didn't teach Samus.
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
I told you a million times. You gotta put your arm at a 90-degree angle. That's how you sell propane accessories. Alright, it helps a lot more if you actually use the D-pad. A lot more responsive. The analog stick is... I'm also playing this with a gamepad, just like we were doing with Sonic After the Sequel a ways back. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
I don't know, you grew up with consoles too, right? It just doesn't feel right unless you've got an actual controller in your hands.
It really doesn't.
Even first-person shooters, I prefer an analog stick with. Like, I get the whole precision thing, but now we've got Splatoon, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. If I want to make a minute motion, I can use my hands for that.
Exactly. I remember when you know what really blew my mind with the game controller, knowing that I could use the analog stick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just kept using the D-pad, but eventually it hurts your fingers, and you get tired of making the left and having to press both arrows down to go diagonal. So then when you use the analog stick for the first time, you're like, wait, I can just simply rotate this? Sorcery.
More than 8 directions? Incredible. And to be fair, that was one of the big innovations of the analog stick, was free-form movement. That's why it became the industry standard, because of the possibilities it allowed video games from that point on.
Oh, dude, the fighting game market just took off once they invented free-flow movement for the consoles.
We can replicate the arcade stick at home. It's every developer's dream.
Every developer's wet dream. It's wet because they're drooling over all the cash they could make.